Barack Obama recently gave an interview to The Atlantic where he said some things that kind of show that he still is a little too naive when it comes to Republicans. And what he said was that he was shocked, he was surprised by the 180 that Republicans did in order to twist themselves to just go along with whatever Trump suggested. Now, he said that obviously he's not surprised by anything Trump did, but he is surprised by the actions of these Republicans who abandoned their beliefs in order to support the Republicans. Let me read these quotes to you. I did not believe how easily the Republican establishment, people who had been in Washington for a long time and had professed a belief in certain institutional values and norms, would just cave. How could you not think that would happen? Did you not pay attention to literally anything that happened the entire time you were president of the United States? How could you continue to be this naive? This is almost laughable, to be honest with you. Obama should know better. And for him to come out and say this, that's irresponsible because it leads people to believe that maybe these folks could be rational. They can't be. Do you think a guy like Ted Cruz is ever going to be rational, or Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, Mitch McConnell, Dan Crenshaw, Matt Gaetz, Rand Paul? Do you think any of these individuals are ever going to act rationally and actually say what they mean and do what they say and yada, yada? No. And for the record, what's even more damaging from what Obama's saying is not just his own naivety, but the fact that Trump didn't do anything that these Republicans haven't stood by for their whole career. Like, what values did they abandon? He did exactly what they wanted him to do. You got deregulation. You got lower taxes. What else did you want? You get in your wall. Trump's not the first Republican candidate to propose a border wall, folks. He wasn't even the first one to propose it in 2015. Do you remember the very first Republican debate, where that idea finally came up? And they all started griping and bickering back and forth and trying to outdo the other about how tall their walls were going to be and how it was going to be taller than the guy next to him. I can't be the only one that remembers that. And the fact that Obama doesn't, that he's out there saying, oh, these Republicans did a 180. Truly sad what's happening. They used to be good. They were never, ever, ever decent legislators. They were never fair. They were never honest. They were never acting out of principle or long-held belief. They were acting within the interests of their corporate masters. And behind closed doors, they hated your guts. And they made sure that you couldn't do the good things you actually had wanted to do. And instead continued to push you further to the right because you had to appease them. And then the other members of the Democratic Party in Washington, D.C., they keep moving further to the right because you got to appease everybody. And then we're left with the hellhole that we have today. Part of it is from your naivety. Part of it is from you just not understanding what these Republicans really stand for, and that is nothing but themselves. Trump's not the disease. Trump is the symptom. Republicanism is the disease. And every single one of them, from Trump to Rubio to Cruz to everyone in between, they all believe the same thing, and they didn't speak up against Trump because they were happy with what he was doing. And if any of them had become president, they'd have all done the exact same things.